Hey, welcome back. This is Math, Chapter 3, Lesson 6, Estimate Quotients. Let's start with a review of Lesson 5. Press pause on the video, get your math notebook out, do all of this work, practice your long division. It's good exercise. Do these real-world problems. Bring any questions you might have to the group later. Check your answers here. Press play when you're ready to go on. Essential question: how can estimating be helpful? What will we learn today? To estimate by rounding dividends and rounding divisors. Vocabulary: compatible numbers. Number 1, estimate 11 75/100 divided by 3. Round the dividend 11 75/100 to a whole number. Okay, the dividend is the number that goes inside the bracket. It is the number that is being divided. The divisor is 3. That's the number that goes outside the bracket. And we're seeing how many times will 3 go into 11 75/100. We're going to round 11 75/100 to a whole number that is a multiple of 3. That would make it a compatible number. 11 75/100 divided by 3 is our estimating by saying 12 divided by 3 is 4. Using multiples of 3, 12 is closest to 11 75/100. So remember, we wanted to round off to a number that is very 3 friendly. If I count by 3s, will I land on 12? Yes, 12 is very 3 friendly. So 11 75/100 divided by 3 is about 4. Remember that we're estimating. Here's another example. Estimate 44 2/10 divided by 9. Get your math notebook, press pause while you're doing your long division. Use your estimating. You're looking for something compatible to 9, so think of your multiples of 9 while you're deciding what to round here. Okay, when you're ready to continue, press play. Number 2, the Jenkins family bought 5 tickets to a charity auction. The receipt shows the total cost of the tickets. Estimate the cost of each ticket. Justify your answer. So know what you know and know why you know it. Be able to state what you've done and to argue whether you are correct and why. So we've got a receipt for 5 tickets and the total was $61.25. How much for one? $61.25 divided by 5. We're looking for a dividend that is 5 friendly. They're going to round down. 60 is very 5 friendly because the basic fact 5 times 12 is 60. Each ticket costs about $12. Since 5 times 12 equals 60 and 60 is approximately 61 25/100, the answer is reasonable. Here's another example. The Chu family drove 163 35/100 miles in 4 hours. Estimate the average number of miles they drove each hour. Justify your answer. So they've got 163 35/100, and we're looking for a number that is 4 friendly. Is anything jumping out at you here? Press pause while you show your work in your math notebook. Press play when you're ready to continue. Number 3, estimate 32 divided by 3 9/10. Round the divisor, 3 9/10, to a whole number. So 32, our dividend, is already a whole number. We're going to look for something that is 32 friendly. We're going to round our divisor to a number that's going to help us with mental math. The dividend is 32, so round 3 9/10 to a whole number that is a factor of 32. 32 divided by 3 9/10. We're going to estimate 32 divided by 4 is 8. Round 3 and 9/10 to 4 since 32 and 4 are compatible numbers. 32 divided by 3 and 9/10 is about 8. Check by multiplying. 3 and 9/10 times 8 equals 31 and 2/10. 31 and 2/10 is approximately 32. We have reasonableness. Here's another example. Estimate 72 divided by 8 and 3/10. So they've given you a whole number for the dividend, the number that goes inside the bracket. Think of your 72 factors. Think of the factors of 72 while you're deciding what to round your divisor. The number that goes outside the bracket is the divisor. Pause while you're showing your work. Press play when you're ready to continue. Number 4, estimate 56 divided by 6 and 8/10. Round the divisor, the number outside the bracket, to, so I'm thinking of 56 and something that's friendly with 56. Round the divisor 6 and 8/10 to a whole number. The dividend is 56, the number inside the bracket. So what should we round 6 and 8/10 off to? A factor of 56 would be 7. 56 divided by 6 and 8/10 is approximately 56 divided by 7, which is 8. So 56 divided by 6 and 8/10 is about 8. Check by multiplying. 6 and 8/10 times 8 equals 54 and 4/10. 54 and 4/10 is approximately 56. It's reasonable. Here's another problem. Estimate 40 divided by 4 and 7/10. Think about this one. There's 2 different ways you might go with that divisor. Show your work in your math notebook. Be ready to argue why you chose to round this number to where you rounded it to. Press play when you're ready to continue. Number 5. A Pacific leatherback turtle can have a mass of up to 704 and 4/10 kilograms. An olive ridley turtle can have a mass of up to 49 and 9/10 kilograms. About how many times heavier is the Pacific leatherback turtle? Explain why your answer is reasonable. 704 and 4/10 divided by 49 and 9/10 is approximately 700 divided by 50. 50 goes into 700 nice and evenly. Round 49 and 9/10 to 50 and 704 and 4/10 to 700. The Pacific leatherback is about 14 times heavier than the olive ridley turtle. Check for reasonableness. Since 50 times 14 equals 700 and 700 is approximately 704 and 4/10, your answer is reasonable. Here's another example. The average weight of a panther is 64 and 2/10 kilograms. The average weight of a coyote is 14 and 8/10 kilograms. About how many times heavier is the panther? Explain why your answer is reasonable. Press pause, show all your work in your math notebook, save any questions for the group, press play when you're ready to continue. How did what you learned today help you answer the essential question? How can estimating be helpful? The sample answer to that would be, using rounding and compatible numbers helps me to divide mentally. Or, by rounding divisors, it's easier to divide mentally. To get out the door, in the next lesson, you will learn to divide decimals by whole numbers. Write a division problem you think you will learn to solve. Be creative on this one. Put your work in your math notebook. That's all for now.